All right, everyone. We are back. It's your girl, Brandy Brown.
And big senior from Sylacauga High School, Jordan, what's going on?
All right. So, of course, we here today to talk about last night's loss. So I'm gonna just start off by saying every time you take a L, it is not necessarily an L. Okay. Sometimes it can just be a learning experience. So, and I'm gonna stick with that. Okay. However, there are some things that I saw that I didn't appreciate. Of course, when we talked last, Jordan, we said we just want a good, clean game.
Absolutely.
And in my very strong opinion, it was just a lot of bad calls. And I'm not the one that can't take a loss. It's okay. If I lost, I lost. But, when taking a loss, there should be no other factors except for I didn't get the job done. Jordan.
I totally agree, because like we said yesterday, when we play basketball, it should be simply about playing basketball. There should be not necessarily a lot of outside factors, interfering with us executing the game of basketball. But I would like to add this too, because as a basketball fan, as someone that is going to be a graduate of Sylacauga High School come this May, I appreciate the atmosphere and the intensity of that matchup, right? It's on the level of us versus a Seaburg or them versus a Coosa Central. And so I like the fact that I look forward to going into the gym, where this in our gym or in theirs, going to play against Benjamin Russell. Good basketball, two great coaches, two great basketball teams that go head to head in this intense matchup. But it really is just evident when we played them at our house, the officiating was one way. But when we went down there last night, the officiation was another way. And not only do we have this opinion, they have this opinion as well. So it's crystal clear.
I agree with you. And one thing that I know before we even went down there, a lot of people were saying, well, watch out for this. And a lot of people just say it's hard to win in their house.
I agree.
Now, I'm not saying that anyone coaxed the referees at all. But what I am saying is that there were several bad calls. Me as a basketball head, it's certain things that just either should have been called or shouldn't have been called. And you have to be consistent throughout the whole game. You can't say, okay, I'm going to let them play and let them be physical the first quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, every time somebody tap you, you
Mm-hmm.
can't do that. You can't do that. That's the inconsistencies of the game that I just absolutely hate.
I agree. And you know what? It just seems as if, from my opinion, the refs truly had no control of what was going on. You see what I'm saying? It's like, and I'm,
Yes,
I'm looking at their facial expressions. I'm looking at the gestures that they have, and it's like,
yes.
do you? I mean, the gym is packed out. These are two teams that are in close proximity to each other. The last time we beat them was by a small margin, and we're trying to get the bragging rights. We're trying to win this game to hush all the naysayers. I need you on your P's and Q's. This is not playtime. This is not practice time. Save that for the offseason. This is time for you to exert some experience. And these were some old officials, but they seem like they started their job yesterday, just to be honest.
Well, I got to absolutely agree with you, Jordan. Now, I said this after the game. I said, wow, the girls were allowed to play so physical, but yet and still, when the guys got on the court, it was just blow, whistle, whistle, blow, blow, whistle, whistle, blow, but not on, the same ends. Like sometimes, yeah, we would get a foul, sometimes we wouldn't. And there are several plays where our guys got hacked, and there was not a foul. Now, like I said, anybody know me, I'm not no complainer about, the refs like that, but if I call it, I seen it.
Of course, of course. And one thing I want to add is I watch our boys in practice every single day. We have an aggressive, we have a scrappy mindset when it comes to basketball. We have discipline on top of that aggression, so we will not put ourselves in bad foul trouble. Because of course, if you're overly aggressive in the midst of trying to be that kind of basketball program, you're going to sacrifice getting some calls. But it was to a point, because I think it was like the third quarter when stuff was getting tight.
Yes.
Five fouls got called on us. They already in the double bonus shooting 2 free throws, but we only got one call in our favor. And
Exactly.
I know we're not being soft. I know we're not backing down. I know we're going to take it to them. So break this down for me. I'm talking about tic-tacky fouls they were calling foolishness. I mean, it's just it was not officiating that should have been towards a varsity high school 5A 6A basketball game at all.
I 100% agree with you, Jordan. So I need all of my basketball heads to tune in right now. I'm talking about I need you to tune in right now because I'm about to show you a clip from the game, which was the last play of the game where CJ passed Aiden the ball, and Aiden did a bounce step, and they called a travel, and there was not a foul called. And I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself for right now. I want to know what you guys think. Like, I need you guys to 100% tune in and let me know. Did you think this was a travel, or did you think it was a foul, or a little bit of both? Okay, so let me pull this clip up.
This was the last play in regulation before we went to overtime.
Exactly. So let me pull it back. All right. So as you can see, um, we're about to get into it. I put it in slow motion and I'll play it as many times as need be. But let's just watch it and see what happens. Here's the slow motion. Okay, bear with me. They fighting. Okay, Aiden has the ball. He bounces, step, and jump, shoots, and nothing happens.
They call it travel.
They called a travel. So anybody that saw this, please tune in right now. Tune in right now and let me know, what do you think? Was that a travel? Was that a foul? Let me play it one more time. Let me play it one more time. Take it back just a touch. Okay. Now let's watch it one more time. Okay. All right. All right. I sure will, Coach Patterson. I will send you the clip ASAP. So I'm trying to figure, okay, tune in, please, right now. Tune in and let me know, what do you think? Like, I have mixed emotions about it. Let me put it right on the part where he shuffled his feet a little bit, but let me just stop it right there. All right. So there's the bounce. So his feet, they're already wide, as you can see.
Exactly.
So you can't just shoot like that. And we all know in basketball, there's motion when you dribble, there's motion and you get a chance to shoot it. So okay, Shaniqua. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, they were. But I just need to know, and was this a travel? Was it a travel or was it a foul? And this last play is not the only determining factor for the game.
Bingo.
However, it was the thing that cost us the game. Let me just say that.
Cuz I'm fixing to shoot you a clip to your number right now, not to interrupt, but
Uh-huh.
it was actually a play when we had the ball coming down the court that led to, it was prior to this out of bounds play where there was a no call. And I just said, if you wanted to take a look at that as well. That's what Pastor Skylar and Jordan just sent me right now to look at that one as well.
Awesome. I'm about to just give me a second. Let me get it and I will pull it up. Can you put it in my messenger inbox, please?
Of course, got you, got you, got you, got you.
Yeah, that's gonna be best. That way I can go ahead and download it and I can pull it up here as well. Now look, um, let me see. Shaniqua said carrying the ball and they called traveling on Ben Russell when it should have been called both ways if they want to call it. Miss Wilson, thank you for tuning in. I 100% agree with you. Like I said, I'm not the type of person that go around here saying, "Oh, the game was just stolen." No, if our guys didn't perform, please believe Brandy Brown will say that. Brandy Brown will say that. But if that's not the case, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for anyone. I just got to call it like it is. And that's just
Exactly.
what it is. Terrence Leonard said, it's not a travel. Okay. Let's see. Shaniqua said, let's see what she said again. She said, also, they were carrying the ball like crazy. If they call it on Sylacauga, they should have called it on both sides. Absolutely, Shaniqua. Absolutely. So let me pull this clip up one more time. Let me go ahead and download this clip that I got right here in my box. Let me download this clip right quick. Oh, wow. This is a good angle. And that's one thing that I love about cameras. You can get in and everything on camera these days. There will not be any hickory dickory dock action going on. You
Yeah,
can just pull it back.
like once you get it, like everybody having phones, everybody having cameras nowadays. Once you get it in the camera, there's no way that you can dispute what happened or what didn't happen because it's right there in your face.
I love
But
that.
that clip that you
Oh,
hopefully.
is this the clip where Jordan got hacked to the ground?
Mm-hmm,
Oh my
mm-hmm,
God. So
mm-hmm.
okay, let me calm
Because
down.
that's unquestionable. That's without debate. Nobody can debate in the comments regarding that. That's terrible. I
So
mean, are
I
you
get so excited when we're talking about this game of basketball. Please believe it. So let me just calm myself down. But oh my God, I talked to so many people about this, and I didn't get a chance to pull the clip up yet. But thank you for sending it in, Jordan. I do appreciate that. Hold on, it's downloading.
Yeah,
Uh,
Pastor Scholar and Jordan. As a matter of fact, they sent me both the same video at the same time. They must have knew it was improvement.
Absolutely. So people were talking about this play,
Happening.
and I'm thank you for sending it in because I did not get a chance to pull it up, and because I didn't get a chance to go through my clips. But I'm gonna put it in right now. Just give me 1 second.
And if I will, cause a ref may say like, here we go. I'm talking about
Oh
just got
my
knocked to
God!
the ground. Just
Hold on.
knocked to the ground. I mean, are you absolutely kidding me right here?
Let me play this one more time. Let me just play it. Hold on. Because it's absolutely funny at this point that they would allow something like this to happen. All right, here we go. Here we
Handoff.
go. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So when that happened, matter of fact, let me pause it in at this key moment. When this happened,
Mm,
so there's contact right there.
definitely with the body and all, and
Uh-huh.
and came down with his arm.
Uh-huh. I was scared for Jordan. I know our guys are tough. I know this, but I was scared because anything can happen in the game of basketball. But the fact that there was nothing called, like everybody was over there just almost hyperventilating, okay? Because we were like, where's the foul? Where's the foul? If it would have happened on the other end, we know for sure they would have called it.
Exactly. And it's not, I mean, there's no consistency. If we would have done that, it would have been a foul call, just like you just said.
Christina said That's what I was mad about.
And
Absolutely.
this was before we got to Aiden's situation doing the out of bounds play.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So it was another determining factor. Please believe it. Let me just let, okay, can y'all see that? There's more body contact. Hold on. Come on. Now, let's put this in perspective. That's like me jumping up against Aiden. Okay? Aiden is so much bigger than me. I'm going in to do a shot. And if you put body contact on me, yeah, I'm gonna fall down. Yeah, I'm gonna fall down. This is not a play of where he was out of place. He was
Exactly.
well in his place. He was there first. Yeah. Yeah. Christina said we would have won right there.
Right there. I
I
agree.
absolutely agree. And I am so glad you guys sent that in. Let me just play this one more time.
It
Let's
should have
let's
never
let's
went to
just play it.
overtime at all.
Oh no, 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 no. Here we go. Coming around. He has position. He
Hmm.
has position. Jordan has position. And there's nothing else to say about that.
Did they call a charge right there?
He has position. Now, if you make body contact with someone once they're in their position, that's a foul. That's a
Period.
foul. Look at that. Look at
Period.
that.
Period.
I'm talking about nothing at all. I'll play this clip 2 million times right now, just so y'all can get an understanding. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That was hard. That was a hard foul. That was a hard foul. I'm just being 100. That was a hard foul. So, those are the inconsistencies that we are speaking of when we talk about this game from last night. No, you're not dealing with people that are sore losers. You're dealing with people who want to be treated right.
correct.
And we just want referees to call things correctly. Like,
And I
there's no
mean,
other way to put it.
and we give when we play at home and we have referees that are calling, egregious calls, we give them flag as well. So it's not like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? We have checks and balances in place.
Exactly. And that's why in any game you have officials, you have rules and regulations. And I've said this and I'm going to keep saying it. After 2 year span, I feel like referees should be recertified. Mhm. Mhm. And the reason why I say this because the game of basketball has evolved so
Absolutely.
much.
Absolutely.
I have seen guys doing Euro moves and things of that nature, and the referee will automatically flag them for travel.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know basketball, sweetie. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So those two plays, those are just two of the plays. I haven't even had a chance to go through all of my clips, y'all. But there were so many times where we were beat down and there was not a foul called or anything of that nature.
Lights
So,
being cut off in the gym.
oh,
Uh,
don't get me started on that.
referees don't know what's going on. Literally, I heard referees say, "Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know." Well, we need you to know, man. This is not time to play around.
Exactly. And let
Mm.
me tell you what happened when the lights were cut off. So, they have the high school app that you can watch all the games.
Did they
I
pay attention?
subscribe to that. My parents subscribe to that. A lot of people I know subscribe to that because they want to watch the Aggies. Everybody don't travel, okay? Well, once the lights were cut off, guess what happened?
Did the
The
video cut?
game. Yes, the video and the game was completely cut and it never came back on. Was
Mm,
that a strategy?
mm, mm,
Hmm.
mm.
And Christina said something that's very interesting. She said, Coach should have got a tech. Now, let's talk about that because the majority of the game, he was on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
He was on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, this is nothing against you. This is just the rules and the regulations. Remember, the coach was on the floor the it I'm talking about 80% of the game.
Mm-hmm.
In the referee's face, I'm talking about just walking out on the court like, this is what I do. Leave me alone.
I guess it
But
was practice or something. I don't know.
exactly, but we can't play the game of basketball like that. That's why we have rules and regulations, and I want to give high regards to our coaches because they follow the rules.
And
I
classy
appreciate
at it
that.
as well.
That's
Classy at
right.
it as well.
Classy. What else did you see, Jordan? Let me find a clip that I know I put in on the other clip just to show where my fault, just to show where the coach was on the floor. And this is just a little portion of where he was on the floor.
And then also, not to mention, I'm sitting right behind the scores table where all of the students were, the few of the students that were there. And with all due respect, I mean, but he was doing it, cussing the clock keeper out.
Oh
When
wow.
you remember he wanted 0.3 seconds and it was three something regarding that. And it's like, if our coaches would have done the same thing, had that much aggression, sure the referee would have gotten a tech, they would have been shooting technical free throws and they would have gotten the ball. And and
Mhm.
and and and, and, and not to mention this as well. After the game, as their players were going to the locker room, they cussed everybody out. Told us to
Oh
go
wow.
home, F this, F that, F this, F that. Just no sense of class. But
Oh
when we beat
wow.
y'all, we went to the locker room, we did our celebration, and we went home. But I would just say, Sylacauga is used to winning basketball games. We have a culture of winning basketball games at Sylacauga High School. So winning is not an anomaly, so we don't act a fool when we do win.
Of course, you said the key thing. It is not an anomaly. I mean, when you're used to winning, you know, that's why our guys play like that. They don't like to lose. And
At
I'm
all.
with them on that. I hate to lose. However, if I didn't perform to my best and that's what I have to take, it is what it is because I know it's on my accord, no one else's. No one else's. So I think I found it. I'm looking at it so I can. Oh, yep, I got it. Let's see. At the 143 mark. Let me go ahead and pull that up. At the 143 mark. Uh-huh. Okay, now let's check this out. And that was nothing compared to how far he was on the floor. I just took the camera real quick just to show how he was on the floor. A lot of these things that we seen, they don't happen in the other games. Can you agree?
I agree. I agree.
They just don't happen. And a lot of people knew that it was going to be hard to win up there. That is one of the most craziest things I've ever heard in my life. Because at the end of the day, they wasn't saying because, oh, those guys are so good. They're going to just beat you guys. No, they were saying it's hard to win up there because there are tactics that are set in place that'll cause you to
Outside of the
lose.
game of basketball.
Hmm.
Yep, I definitely agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
So this is nothing compared to what he was doing all night long. And like I said, coach, look, I got respect for you. This is nothing against you, but this is against the tactics that were, able to happen as the game progressed. And that's just not good basketball. And I'm glad you said what you said, Jordan, about the guys were cursing and things like that, because you know, you have to bring a certain class to any sport that you play in life, period. And there's nothing wrong with trash talk. I'm all for trash talk because this is competitive.
Of course.
But when you start flying off the handle and acting like, there's not rules and regulations in place for basketball, I have a problem with that, especially when you're acting like you weren't raised at all. Like, leave that type of behavior outside of the gym.
I mean, there's levels to everything, right? So we might say a little something during the basketball game. We might say a little something afterward. But cussing each other out, cussing coaches out, cussing an adult out, cussing adults out in the presence of your coaches and your coaches not doing anything. I mean, that is just, I mean, if I was standing beside Coach Jones and a player from Talladega was in front of me, I would be timid to say what I want to say because I'm in the presence of Coach Jones. I'm not going to disrespect myself or disrespect Coach Jones like that to cuss in his presence. But I mean, that's not necessarily the same for everybody.
Okay. Okay. So I'm some of the comments I can't see here, but I see them on my phone. And I see where Mr. David Lee, he said play it in regular speed. So let me bring the clip that I had put up. Let me play that in regular speed for Mr. David Lee. Let's just play it in regular speed. Oh, you know what? I can't because I already slowed it down. I already slowed it down. So just I'm gonna post that one clip on my page later. So be on the lookout for that. Also, right here, Dante Wheeler said that it's a travel. Let's see who else said something about it. Josh Fluker said, "Glad I wasn't there. That's most definitely a foul. Refs make games what they shouldn't. Silicaga isn't a 10-point loss team to anybody they have played, especially not against Benjamin Russell." I have to agree with that.
I definitely agree. When we beat them with a margin of what 3 or 4 at our house, but then to lose to them by 10 at their house in overtime, you know, you see what I'm saying? I think
Mm-hmm.
I do give them credit during overtime. Benjamin Russell, they did come out with it with the mission and the mindset, hey, that they want to avenge their loss that we gave them, and I have no
Mm-hmm.
choice but to respect that. Um, but the bottom line is, personally, I don't think that we should have went to overtime at all. And somebody asked in the comment section, will there be a rematch? We only played them. It's a home and home thing. So the series for this year is over unless something miraculous happens. But we'll see them next year.
Absolutely. And at this point in time, let's just say we back to start zero. It's 0-0 at this point. We won one, you won one. But some type of way, I feel like we should meet in a mutual ground.
Talk about it. I thought about that as well.
Mm-hmm. Meet at a mutual ground, and the refs should definitely just be from out of town.
I'm gonna put this out here because I was thinking about this. I know that we were supposed to be hosting a Christmas tournament this season at our high school gym, but of course it's under renovation. But Benjamin Russell, Talladega, Childersburg, I think BB Comer, and I think one other school that I'm not necessarily familiar with are having a Christmas tournament during that Christmas, basketball time frame. I think probably either the few days before or a few days after. And I wish we could make some shape to see if we can get in that tournament and put ourselves in position to play them for a third time in a, like you said, in a neutral space. To be able to determine who has the bragging rights. Because in my opinion, because y'all beat us one time, we beat y'all one time. Nobody truly has, the wherewithal to be able to go around talking about, hey, we run this, hey, we run that. You know, at the end of the day, we're even. So, but yeah, there is a Christmas basketball tournament with Seaberg, Talladega, Benjamin Russell, I think BB Coleman, and some other guys are in a tournament at Talladega. Perhaps we can make some shake. I don't know, but hey, I don't know what happened to cuz she buffering. But yep, guys, it was a great game. It was a great atmosphere. It was a great opportunity for me as just a fan, as a student of Sylacauga High School, to be able to watch. As a fan of basketball, knowing a bit of basketball myself, it was a phenomenal game to watch as well. Shout out to the girls, our girls. They did a phenomenal job. They came up just a little bit short, but played a very good game and did what they could. Shout out to all of the younger girls, Acacia Patterson and Jacqueline and Jada Harville, whom were sophomores, that came up and showed up in an environment that was very hostile. Of course, who were on the road. Just shout out to everybody, the entire Sylacauga High School basketball program. One thing about Sylacauga High School is that we're going to exert pride in wins and losses, and that's something that a lot of people may not be able to say. But when it comes to SYL, we can say that. And so I feel like that we exerted as much school pride as we could amongst all of the circumstances in the hostile environment. So it's forever, as I said on my under my name, Aggie Pride.
Absolutely. And excuse me when I tell you I don't know what happened. I don't
It's
even
all
know what
good.
happened. So, but I'm back. But listen, I always tell my niece and my nephew, always exemplify a good attitude. No coach wants to deal with a child with a bad attitude. And they'll rather take the regular kid with a good attitude and mold this person versus a person with all the talent and a bad attitude. So I think it's, something that we can be proud of as people who support Sylacauga High School because our guys do so well. And our girls. I got to give it to our girls as well.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely,
and
absolutely.
and shout out to Twin. What's Twin name?
Uh, Haley and Kaylin.
The one that was shooting the 3-pointers last night.
That would have been Kaylin, number 11. Number 11. Shot the lights
Kaylin.
off the ball.
Let me just give her a shout out real quick. Kaylin, anybody see this? Tell Kaylin I said excellent game last night. Like compared to last year up to this year, I said, who is this person? She is bringing the ball up the floor. She is shooting 3-pointers. She is calling plays. She's playing defense. Like y'all gave them a run for their money
Yeah,
last night.
Kaylin has definitely become to start falling into her own. One time for the classmate journey as well, leading the pack, being a senior class of 2025.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Jayla on the boards. Man, shout out to the girls, man. They continue to just exemplify class and Aggie pride in the midst of all of the goods and the bads. So one time for the girls.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Josh said that loss will only make them more hungry for Birmingham. I agree.
Absolutely, absolutely. I always say like when I watch like my favorite collegiate basketball program in South Carolina under Don Staley, and of course it seems like every year they're always in a position to go undefeated. I'd be like, hey, if we want to get a loss, man, we want it to be doing what November, December, as opposed to February and March. So we wanted necessarily this win to be yesterday or maybe sometime in December. When it comes to February and March, the winning has to be what only happens. There cannot be any more losses because ultimately we're fighting for a state championship. We don't care if we beat Benjamin Russell. We want a blue map in the trophy case at Sylacauga High School.
Absolutely. And Jordan, we have to hit on this. So Tip Brown says, I knew it was going to be problematic when it was $15 at the door. Have you ever heard of a high school basketball team charging $15 for a regular game?
Absolutely not. I mean, $15 is absolutely insane. But that's how it is, man. When Sylacauga Aggies come in town, they're gonna try to make a profit off of us. But $15 for a high school basketball game, for some foolishness, for some lights being cut off, for some terrible officiating, for some coonery buffoonery that happens, that's absolutely egregious. But I guess you can respect the hustle some kind of way. But
Exactly. And instead of paying that $15, I went ahead on and just paid 10. Um because I went on the app, the GoFan app, and did it. Now, if GoFan is charging $9 plus the $1 that you have to pay um, for using the app, where did this $15 come from?
exactly. And to the comment, not to cut you off, that Talladega Christmas tournament is Talladega, Vincent, Childersburg, Benjamin Russell, Weaver, and Percy L. Julian, and that's December 27th and December 28th. I thought it was BB Coma, but it's actually Vincent. But boy, if we could get in that tournament and play BR for that third time in a neutral spot, man, now
That would
that
be awesome.
that would be phenomenal.
Christina believes that they're scared to put us in it.
They probably scared the players.
Hmm. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of the Aggies. I'm proud of those guys. They did their thing. They got out there and they worked hard. However, I still feel like they were restricted because they knew being out there in that court, that they just couldn't play their game. And
Hmm.
I hate that for any team that plays the game of basketball because that's not what it's intended for.
And you know, like when you have an aggressive mindset to playing basketball, and the refs are like trying to hinder you from going at your fullest potential, it kind of messes with your psyche. So
It
I
does.
went hard to the basket and try my best to be physical to lay the ball up, but you called a foul, right? But when I go kind of soft, when I go kind of lackadaisical, I miss the layup or I get a steal or I turn the ball over. You see what I'm saying? Or I may go hard to the basket physical and make a layup, and you don't call anything. When is there going to be some consistency? When is there going to be some fluidity in the officiating, right? But I mean, this happens all the time. But at a point where it's so much at stake, gotta gotta do better.
Yeah, you just got to question that situation. However, at the end of the day, like you said, Jordan, I have respect for Benjamin Russell
Of
guys.
course,
I really do. Those guys, they played hard. They got some skilled players on their team. And I know everybody talks about number one, which he is an athlete. I won't take
absolutely,
anything from him. Matter of
absolutely.
fact, I need to know who his parents are. I need to find out more about this kid. What grade is he in? Do you know?
He's a junior, class of
He's
2026.
okay. Okay. Well, I'm look. I'm proud of his success and everything that he's doing because I've been hearing things behind the scene. Um, Yet, you know, I just feel like if they clean up, their reputation and everything, they could really just be on another level.
I agree. I agree.
However, that's not my job to worry about. My job is to worry about the Aggies. And I know that we are under great leadership. Our guys, they can get physical, like you said, and they're not going to be pushed around. But when you involve all of the factors that were involved last night, and shout out to CJ Franklin, who had 23 points.
One time for
Um,
number 5.
Exactly. When you put all those things in, you factor in the number one factor to me is the referees. If
Mhm.
you don't have good referees, that game is going to be terrible. It's going to be terrible.
I definitely agree, kinfolk, because like I always say, it just takes away from my assignment, executing my assignment as a basketball player. An effort for me to do what my coach tells me to do, an effort for me to do what I practice all the time in practice, and you're hindering me from getting to my goal. It just messes with your psychological mindset. It just messes with your psyche. Trust me, I completely understand.
Well, my overall feeling about the referees for this game is
Piss poor, terrible,
I'm
rated.
sorry. You guys were horrible. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I can't sugarcoat that. I can't. It just was too many times things just were inconsistent. However, I'm still proud of our guys. And I'm so proud of Coach Jones. He kept his composure. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, which is go and talk to the referees and explain, look, this situation is not good. You're calling fouls here, but you won't call fouls over here. So what more can he do at that point?
absolutely. I love a time out. I need to talk to you. You know what I mean? Because you think we're gonna let this go unnoticed? You think we're gonna let this go unaddressed? That's not about to happen. Get it in order, get it correct.
Okay. Shaniqua said, "Lovely CC is his mom number one." Okay, y'all. So I have a funny story, and I'm gonna put the clip up later on because it's just too much to do it right now. But so as I'm going to my car last night, a lady walks up to me and say, "Hey, record me, media lady." Clearly, she was from Alex City, and I have the video clip of her shouting Alex City out. And she basically it was funny to me because I know leading up to this game, I gave it to him on my page. Yes, I did. I was cheering them doggone Aggies on, which I wasn't doing nothing out of line. I was just showing you that win was a win. and she, was shouting her team out. So I wonder, was that his mom last night? I wonder, was that her? But the clip is funny. I'm all about good, friendly competition.
Of course.
And I told her, I said, it's cool, because look, I gave it to y'all. So it's all right. I accept the L.
And no disrespect to Benjamin Russell as well. Just picking back on what you just said, because like my brother goes to Benjamin Russell, and like he was standing in the middle of their student section, I was standing in the middle of ours, and like I would point at him, he would point at me. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
it was good energy. It was good vibes. I like the fact that we had some friendly, detailed competition going on just amongst the fans. And we have respect for the Wildcats. We have respect for who they are. But it's Aggie pride at the end of the day.
Sunshine says always going to be proud of the Aggies.
Of course.
So they have adopted the Aggies and they love the Aggies. They love our style of basketball and the coaches. Thank you, Sunshine. Demetrius says we play in Hoover for the Christmas tournament. So what team would that be, Demetrius, if you're still here? And Tip says, I blame the coaches. The ref would have known to cheat if the coach did say something. I'm just saying. Oh,
Yeah,
how else does the ref know to cheat? Listen, let me put that one up there. Listen, first of all, Demetrius said, girls play at Talladega. Okay, first of all, let's go back to this real quick. Listen, if you accept a stolen good, do you not go to jail?
exactly.
Oh, okay. And I'm
And
gonna leave it right there.
regarding that Christmas tournament, on the flyer and on the infographic that it's in now, it does not specify if it's girls or boys. So if I put that out wrong, I apologize. So it may be all of those teams I talked about, girls programs, and the boys can be playing elsewhere. So if that's the case, then I do apologize.
Okay. And let me just give a little shout out here while I'm here to Ely. I saw Ely in the house last night.
One time for my classmate. One time for my
That's right. And I plan on going to watch her play. Um, because I am a fan of Ely. Yes, I
one
am.
time for the Hoover Bucks as well. Kyla Hill up there.
Exactly. I saw her. What game did I see her at? I saw her at a game. Anyway, I have her schedule as well. If you go on Brandy Brown Media and Photography, you will see the schedules that have been sent to me, that I have put out on the page. If you want to go and support some of the other teams, yes, I do watch it on the high school network, but sometimes you can't beat being in person.
I agree.
You just can't do it. And Sunshine said her daughter was devastated because of the loss.
Yeah.
I know it. I know it. What I tell you, but let me tell you the energy that I got from the Aggies last night. It was okay. It was
Oh
okay.
yeah, for sure. The
It
sun,
was okay.
the sun rose this morning. Y'all want me to show? Y'all want me to put the camera on the sun? It rose this morning. The air still breathing how it's breathing. Everything is all right.
And the thing is, I feel like we gave it our all. Now, I do have a critique for the Aggies. Look, I love y'all, but I want y'all to hit free throws.
Mm-hmm.
Hit
Mm-hmm.
your free throws. Free
Mm-hmm.
throws are so important in a game. That's not going to say that we would have won the game regardless. I'm just going to say my critique to my Aggies that I love so much, and they know this, because I wouldn't follow them around like I do if I did. Work on your free throws. Free throws. Free throws are free.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Period.
free point.
They
Mm-hmm.
call it the charity stripe for a reason.
Exactly. And sometimes that can be a determining factor for a game. So we're not, a team that just miss a lot of free throws, though. Let me say that. But we missed some free throws last night. And I'm not gonna make an excuse for them at all. I'm just gonna say get in the gym and work on those free throws.
And talking about, like I said, the end goal, state championships or whatnot. I feel like this game that we played against Benton Russell, although it was a loss, the other loss that we took this year to Carver Montgomery, the 6A, 7A powerhouse. from
All right.
Montgomery.
Mm.
And the games that we did win, Benton Russell that one time, Chelsea those two times, and Pelham.
Mhm.
All
Mhm.
of those are against 6A opponents that will
Mhm.
set us up to dominate in our 5A bracket when it comes to, of course, the regional tournament and the Final Four. So
Mhm.
we appreciate Benton Russell. We appreciate all of those teams
Yes.
who played because ultimately we're trying to set us up in a position to be able to win a state championship. And I will say that us being who we are at Solocaga, we're putting them in a position to work their way up to possibly win a state championship because we're a formidable opponent ourselves. So, no disrespect, no, bad blood necessarily in between Solocaga and BR, but let's just see if we can equal the playing field on the ref thing when we come down there once again. Perhaps I think they're building a new school, so their gym hopefully will be bigger. Hopefully their refs will be better. New school, new refs. How about that?
And this is what I have to say about that comment because you hit the nail on the head. Jordan, while everybody is listening, I want to say you are a great analyzer to this game.
Yeah, I appreciate that, cuz.
I feel like you are definitely the jelly to my peanut butter.
I appreciate that, cuz. I appreciate that for
Most
sure.
definitely, because listen, I get into this game so hard. People don't know, like, my heart might be a basketball as well. I love basketball. I absolutely love it. And it can change lives.
My kin, well, my father and my uncle, your kinfolk, of course, all kinfolk, played basketball for Coach Martin, Coach Douglas, and me just being a person that helps the basketball program, handles all logistics and operations. Been doing that for a long time. Just sitting in the gym watching basketball for all of these years. I mean, obviously, you're going to pick up on it. And like my mentor, my godfather, phenomenal basketball player, played on the collegiate level. Coach Mack, some people call him Fleetwood. He and I being around each other all the time, talking about basketball, going over strategies and whatnot. Me loving South Carolina women's basketball under Don Staley, watching them all the time, how they attack the game of rebounding and defensively. You just develop a appreciation and a love for good basketball, and that's why I say, man, whenever Benjamin Russell and Silicaca play, it's not going to be any foolishness. It's not going to be any just bad basketball. You're going to have good ball handling, good boxing out, good competition down low. It's going to be a good game. And shout out to Cuzzo Coco and Sycamore. Excuse me, not Sycamore, but Winterboro and Coach Rebecca and Caitlin. They're doing phenomenal, man. I'm looking for them to raise a blue map as well. One time for King Folk at Winterboro.
Absolutely. And let me just say that, like, Rebecca Williams is in my top
Oh, for sure.
5 class coaches.
Oh,
I have a
absolutely.
top 5 and she's in there.
Absolutely.
And
Without a doubt. Hands down.
yes. Yes, and the reason why I say this is because I have watched and analyzed her as a coach, and what I can say about her 100%, she has control over her team.
Period.
Like, no family interferences, no outside interferences. Even the girls can't interfere with the vision that she has for them. She has made them so much better. When I say better, I mean better. I've been following Winterboro for a while now as well. I want to say it has been probably 7 years now, maybe 8. And they haven't had a coach like her.
Oh yeah, one time for Coach Rebecca, of course, she and my mom were in the same sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha. But the way that she just demands respect from
Yes.
the fans,
Mm,
from the administration, from the
mm,
parents,
mm,
from the players on her team,
mhm.
results in them playing Sweet 16, Elite Eight, this year Final Four, this year lifting the blue map. Like every time I see Miss Rebecca, it's like I get on my P's and Q's. I want to make sure that I'm not trembling. I make sure that I'm all the way. I come collect when I come around her because I know that she's not going to tolerate any foolishness, and I respect that. I respect Miss Rebecca so much, and one time for Kinfolk, and one time for the Winterboro Bulldogs, they have my fullest and utmost respect and support.
Absolutely, because I love a coach that win and not friend. We
Hmm.
are not here to gather around each other and sing kumbaya. We are
At all.
here, exactly. We are here for one common goal and one common goal only, to win. What does it take to win? There's going to be a lot of brackets that break that down. But a good coach know exactly what to do to build their team up, whether it's he or she, build the team up and create situations in practice so that they play the way they practice to win.
And talking about basketball and talking about her coaching style, and like we said a little bit today and yesterday, that kind of mentality that she's trying to instill in them, in my opinion, is going to fall over into their lives as adults. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
That's how I feel. That mentality. Hey, we coming. We're getting our business done. We have a sense of purpose. We have a sense of drive. That is going to lead into them having a sense of purpose and a sense of drive in their respective endeavors throughout their lives. And so that's the thing that I feel like that makes a good coach a good coach. You can know X's and O's. You can know your basketball, but are you changing lives? Because a lot of time you'll come around kids that love basketball. Basketball is a part of their life. However, their ability to be able to lay the ball up or dunk the ball, whatever, may leave them. But what
Mm-hmm.
you instilled in them, what you put into their heart, what you put into their mind will follow them for the rest of their days. And so I respect all of the coaches that we speak so eloquently about, Coach Jones, Coach Rebecca, Coach Patterson. They play the mother and father role in the kids, and you have no choice but to respect that.
Absolutely. And it's so funny you say that because I tell people all the time how basketball changed my life.
Mm,
And Coach Martin instilled some things in me that they will never go away. And you
mm,
are so right. That's why, I don't have anything negative to say about coaches to the parents, but I always tell parents, watch your coaches, because sometimes a coach can be the beginning or the end of your child career.
mm. Talk
Some
about it.
some coaches don't know how to handle kids. They don't know how to talk to them. I'm not talking about when you are breaking things down to them or you're getting on to them for not doing something. I'm talking about just taking things out on them out of their own personal frustrations. We're not
Exactly.
talking about basketball at all. And when Coach Martin would yell at me and he would put me on the line, I felt no way about it except for, well, let me do it. Let me do it because I knew it was for the betterment of me.
Exactly. That individual player and coach relationship, to where I understand when he's telling me something, when he's trying to critique me, when he's getting on to me, when he's, pursuing whatever punishment he feels like I deserve. We have such a good a relationship that I am not going to reject it, yet I'm going to accept it, right? And so
Exactly.
I'll take the correction in the basketball game and I'll apply it. We'll win the game. I'll take the correction in life. I'll apply it and we'll win the battles that life brings upon us. It's important that a coach forms a personal, individual relationship with their players, so when their critique happens, they can accept it. If I don't know you from a can of paint, I've never seen you before. You come from you come from somewhere. You coming in telling me, all this, that, and the third. I'm not going to be so much eager to listen to you. I'm not going to be so eager to abide by what you say because, I mean, I really don't know you. I don't know if you're trying to turn me wrong or not. You know what I mean? So that
Exactly. Well, Jordan, listen, you definitely hit the nail on the head once again. Like I said, you're a great analyzer of the game. Um, and I'm just speaking from my own personal experiences. I have had some great coaches in my life. Shout out to Coach Christy Ward. I
hmm
went to Northwest Shows Community College first.
hmm
We won a state championship my second year there. The first year we went to the dance, but we lost. The
hmm
second year we already felt like we would never lose this game again, and we
hmm
did. We won. And she reminded me so much of Coach Martin and all of the things that she instilled in me. Like I still reach out to some of my teammates now, and they're
mm
doing great things. And I just appreciate going through that in life because it taught me so many things. Like I believe in excellence. I believe in doing
Absolutely.
things the right way. I believe in giving my all. I do not believe in slacking on
hmm
anything. And they
Absolutely.
taught me that. On the flip side, when I did make it to South Alabama, I did not like my coach.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we
She
talked
was
about
comfortable with losing. I've never been comfortable with losing.
Cuzzo. There are just some coaches, man, that I have seen that are just so comfortable with just foolishness and garbage. I mean, how could you be so comfortable with garbage? You know what I mean? And I don't have necessarily too much to say about that. I mean, how can you be a person that claim that you love basketball, claim that you love the game, claim that you love the kids on the floor, but you're just so comfortable with stuff that can be fixed? Now, it's one thing if we're fundamentally sound and we're giving it our all, we just don't have the natural skill, but we're getting there. But it's
Mm-hmm.
one thing if we have the natural skill and the natural ability, but we're not fundamentally sound and we're making mistakes that can be fixed, right? I can't necessarily teach you how to, handle the ball like you're Magic Johnson or what I'm saying, Allen Iverson. But I can teach you how to move your feet and not reach. I can tell you how to cut somebody off on the sideline. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's certain
Mm-hmm.
things that can be taught, and there's certain things that necessarily cannot be taught, right? But I
That's
feel
right.
like coaches get so comfortable with foolishness and it can be fixed. But
It can
hey,
be fixed. And let me just add this: she was fired the next year.
oh yeah,
So my
get them out of
theory,
there.
yeah, it proved correct. Like it is what it is. But I want to say that a coach does play a big role in the win, the structure,
hmm
and also how the children behave on and off the court. Like, and look, I'm just so happy that we have a top notch coach.
Of course, one time for Coach Jones, man. One time for Coach Patterson.
So look, once again, this is not alive to bash anybody. This is alive to raise awareness. And guess what? We're going to give our very own strong opinions about what we saw because we witnessed it firsthand. And
Exactly.
I would love to go live with someone from Ellick City, from
Of
Benjamin
course.
Russell. If we can debate how the game went, that would be awesome. So hopefully this will reach out to them because evidently the clips that I put up when we beat them in our house, it definitely reached them.
Of course, of course. Not necessarily the thing that we're going to be biased. So look, how he's going to call a spade now. I mean, and,
Of
and y'all beat
course,
it. You know what I mean? Y'all beat us last night, and we respect that. We
we
beat y'all.
respect it.
You know what I mean? The week pride. Hopefully, y'all respect that. It is what it is. But if someone else wants to come on and give an alternate opinion, we welcome to it.
We welcome to it. Because once again, like you said, look, I'm not afraid to take a L. Listen, if you don't take a L in life, you're not learning anything. Okay.
Absolutely.
But we're gonna take this and we're just gonna grow from it. And I think that was the main thing to get out of it. And of course, I'm asking the guys after the game, well, what did Coach Jones say? Well, he didn't have much to say. He
Free
didn't have
throws
much
would have
to
won the
say.
game. That's what he said. Free throws would have won the game. Cause just solely on basketball, what do you think maybe 2 points that we could have, took from that game that we need to make sure that we improve on, and what did we learn?
Well, I thought about that last night as I was watching some of the clips, and I would like for us to work on free throws, number
Mm-hmm.
one, and number two, boxing out.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So those are the two things that I said, let's work more on that. Upon watching the game again, I'm sure I could point out a few more, but those were the two things that hit me last night. I said, our guys do a great job at rebounding. They do. Please don't take what I'm saying different from anything else. But I feel like when you're against someone like number one, I don't know his name, um,
Sedarian.
Tadarius
Sedarian.
Sedario.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sedarian. Mm-hmm.
Sedarian. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're playing against somebody like Sedarian, boxing out is going to be your best friend. You don't want to jump with him. I don't care if you can jump with him. You don't want to jump with him. What you want to do, you want to widen your frame, scoot that. body frame back, and make sure that he is away from the goal and the ball when the ball bounce off as a rebound. You don't want to go all night long bodying up with this person because for one thing, if you know like I know, he's big.
Of course, of course.
He's big.
I would say my two things, cuz if I will, number one, definitely will be free throws, like you said, and like Coach Jones said. But the second thing was just like making sure that we make sure that our offense is as fluid as we need it to be. The first half, it was
Mhm.
a little bit stagnant and shaky.
Mhm.
We got some touches at the rim, but we didn't capitalize on them. But the second half, I definitely think that offensively we played a lot better running through our sets. But just making sure that we offensively get what we need to be, have a sense of urgency, capitalize when we have an opportunity to score the ball, make sure that our point guard is handling the ball well, reading, finding open players. But we do a very good job at that. But just making sure that we make sure that we pay a lot of attention to that. But I'm proud of our defense too. I think our defense was good tonight as well. Oh, excuse me,
Absolutely.
last night.
We definitely got some guys that play defense, and I cannot watch a player that loves offense and don't like defense. Like
Absolutely.
that bothers my core. Like defense definitely should be number one because defense brings offense.
Of course, absolutely.
And our guys do both. And just to piggyback off of what you said, that's definitely something that I had been thinking about as well. I said, well, our guys can be more crispy at running their offense. I know they can do better. I've seen them. I've seen them. And that first half, it was a little shaky. They did get into it a little bit more. But I would definitely like to see that as well. And another thing that I kind of saw that I was like, don't get in such a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of that ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like one bad pass can cause you 2 points,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe even three, or maybe even four. If you shoot a three and get an and one, you shoot a two and get an and one. But some of the passes were kind of lingering a little bit. And I like sharp, crispy passes.
Mm-hmm.
And even with the dribbling, you got to get low. You got to
Absolutely.
get low. You
Can't throw
guys
the
are
ball too high.
tall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys are tall. You got long arms and long legs. You got to get low just a little bit so you can dribble that ball and take care of it. But I must say, we do have guys that do a great job at that, but everyone need to make sure that that's something that they work on. If you know that, you maybe had a turnover, capitalize off of that. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. That's all you should do with that. Nothing else. Don't dwell on it. Don't cry about it. Just learn from it.
I wholeheartedly agree because making sure you take care of the basketball, preventing as many turnovers as possible, capitalizing on offense, and continue to play defense well, and just continue to work, 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 work. Get better, get better. Don't get satisfied. Don't get stagnant. Continue to work. Make sure that you're playing the best basketball that you need to be at the best times. And let's bring a blue map home, cuz it's might as well about time. About time.
Of course, of course. Well, once again, I want to give a shout out to the coaching staff. Look, they're doing a great job. I want to give a shout out to the managers. They're doing a good job. I want to give a shout out to the young men. They're doing a good job. I want to give a shout out to the mothers and the fathers and the people in the stands that's cheering for these guys, the people that travel, the people that's watching from home. Like, I just want to say thank you. Thank you guys so much because we couldn't have the agonization where it's at without us all.
Of course, of course. I would like to say one time for last time we were breaking down all of the players individually. I forgot Chris Roberson and I forgot
Yes.
Jordan Ashley. So one time for Chris,
Yes.
one time for Jordan Ashley. I apologize, Kim Folk, but one time for those two fellas and Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride. Well, that concludes this wrap up of sports talk. But thing is this, we will definitely be back. Um,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go through my clips. I'm gonna look at them, and we're gonna talk more about upcoming games and things of that nature. So, if you like what we're doing, make sure that you follow. And to follow myself, Brandy Brown Media and Photography. And you can also follow me on my personal page, Brandy Brown. And make sure you follow Jordan. Please believe he got some things coming up in the future that you don't want to miss. And mind you, he's a senior in high school. Let's support him.
Of course, of course, of course. One time for the class of 2025, the
That's
baddest ever walking
right.
off.
That's right. That's right. So, is there anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
Aggie pride, baby.
Aggie Pride. All right. So we'll see you guys on the next live stream.